Number one. So here we are, lecture homework 2.3, question 1. So it's asking us to please find, this is nice, it says please. It's such a friendly question. Please find the range, the sample standard deviation, the interquartile range. So you know the deal, right? We're going to take these guys and put them in our calculator. So just like normal, we're going to put these things in our calculator. So in our TI 84, in fact, let me just write this up here. Whoops. So in our, bring up here. So in our TI 8384 calculator, what we're going to do is we're going to put these numbers in. So you know the deal, right? You hit stat and then enter on the edit menu, and then you clear L1. You know how to do that, right? Go up to the top, clear out L1, and see, clear L1, put the numbers in L1, meaning those numbers, put them in L1, clear L1, put the numbers in L1, then you have to hit second and the mode button, which has quit above it, so it ends up quitting out of that. I don't know if you can read that. That wasn't written so well. The mode button, it has quit above it, and then when you do that, then you go back into stat again. Go back. So you see how this works? We go into the stat mode one time to put in the data, quit. Right here, we quit back out of it. Then we go back into the stat mode a second time. This time we go over, right? We have a right arrow and we go over to the calc menu and hit enter because we're going to calculate. And then it'll ask you, what is it? Frequency list and frequency list. You put in L1, you leave this blank, and on calculate, you hit enter. On calculate, and it'll give you the numbers you need. So there it is. That's how we do it. And I'm gonna. So hopefully, if you got that written down, you're cranking through it right now. This is old news for you. So I'm gonna show it myself right now also. So let me switch to sharing my main screen, and I'm gonna go grab the calculator if I can find it. Here it is. There it is. All right, I got the calculator. Put it over here, front and center. Move this down out of the way. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do the same thing I just told you to do. I'm going to hit stat. You can watch me do it. Stat. I'm on the edit menu. I'm going to hit enter. And my L1's already clear, but if it wasn't, I would have to go up top, up here, highlight the L1, hit clear, enter, right? So let me give you, there's what buttons I'm pressing right there. All right, so now I'm going to put the data down L1. My data is 31. Enter. Remember, you hit enter every time you put a number down the column. 45, enter. 56, enter. 59, enter. 69, enter. 70. I'm in trouble with 70. Things in the way. I don't know where to move this thing. Put it up here. 70, enter, and where we at? I lost my spot. Oh, 84. 84, enter, another 84. It's 2 84s in a row. Enter 96 and 100. 96, enter, 100, enter. Okay, I got all the data in there, and I'm going to quit. Second, quit, right? Hit the mode button. It does the blue quit above it. Then you go back in. So we go back into the stat menu again. This time I'm going to go over to calc. Go to the right. I'm on calc. One variable steps. Just hit enter. It asked me list frequency. So list is L1. Perfect. Frequency list is already blank. That's great. Go down to calculate and hit enter. There it is. There's all the numbers we need. So I can't remember which one. Oh, they're asking for the, we'll have to get the range. Yeah, I'll do the range in a minute. But they're asking for the standard deviation. That's the SX number, 22.182. So the SX is 22.182. And they're also asking for the IQR, which is the interquartile range. I'm going to go down arrow to the bottom. Then you can see what Q1 is. Q1 is 56. Q3 is 84. We're going to subtract those two to find the IQR, the interquartile range. All right, back to my main screen, new share, back to the iPad. Here we go. All right, let's put that data in there. So the S, I'm going to come back to the range in a minute. Let's do this. S equals, that was my S sub X on my calculator. And so that was, I got 22.182. 22.182. Now they want me to round it. Notice, round your answer to one decimal place, right? Remember how rounding works? You just draw a line there. So I'm going to draw a line after the first decimal place. If the number that comes after is 5 or more, this goes up, doesn't it? So it's going to be 22.2. And then IQR is not hard. I'll do that down here. The IQR equals Q3 minus Q1. It stands for interquartile range. It's the distance between the two quartiles. So on my calculator, Q3 was 84 and Q1 was 56. So we just subtract those on your calculator. I'll get, what is that, 30, 28? Calculator. Yeah, 28. So 28 is the IQR, 28. Finally, the range. What in the world is the range? Well, they're going to ask me for the range right here. Range is high minus low. It's the highest value minus the lowest value. It's the full range of data. So here's the lowest number. Here's the highest number, right? So it's going to be 100 minus 31, which equals something, 69. Is that good so far? Questions so far? All good, okay. Now, on part 2, still question number 1 here. Now we're down, let me move this out. Now we're down here on part 2, where it says, where it speaks of a new number. It says a new number 208 is added to the data. So that's really easy. Just go back into your data, go back in there and just add the 208. You know what I mean? Hit back up. So you don't have to redo the whole thing. Just go, hit stat, hit enter for the edit menu, add the 208 at the bottom of L1, hit enter, right? And then second, quit, right? Quit that, go back into stat mode again, go over to calculate and hit enter. So just recalculate having added that one more number. That's all we do. We're just going to add a 208 and then just do the same calculation again. You probably figured that out. Let me show you. Let me go back and I'll do it right now with you. All right, so I'm going to go, all right, back into the stat mode, edit, and then I'm going to go to the very bottom of my L1 list. And I'm going to add the extra number, the 208. So 208. There it is. Hit enter. Don't forget to hit enter. 208 enters. You have to enter the data. There we go. Now I just go second quit. It's got it stored. Hit stat. Back in the stat mode. Go over to calc. Hit enter. L1 is list is L1. The frequency list is blank. Calculate. Go. There it is. New data. I've got a new S sub x. There's my new S sub x. It is what? 46.78888. And then I gonna get a new Q1 and 3 here. Here they are. Q1 is 56. Q3 is now 96. That has changed. All right. So there we go. Let's go back to the problem then. Right. I'm hearing a little bit of noise. Remember last time somebody was asking if everybody could could mute their audio so they can hear me well. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So back to the problem here. So the range. So what did? We added a brand new number. The brand new number is 208. So I'm going to come up here to this data list and add a 208. So that's the new high number, right? That's way higher than 100. 208. So the range, remember, which is high minus low, is equal to 208 minus 31. I'm going to use my calculator to figure that out. I'm getting 177. So the range is now 177. It's grown a lot, hasn't it? Right? The old range was 69, the new one's 177. Next, it wants the standard deviation. That's the S sub x, which I told you guys was 46.78, blah, blah, blah. They want, again, rounded to 1 decimal place. You know how to do that, right? You put a line after the first decimal, and that tells you to round that up. So it'd be 46.8, right? If what comes after the line is 5 or more, you got to round up. You know that? So here we go. So now, finally, they want the IQR. IQR interquartile range is, again, Q3 minus Q1. Q3, my calculator told me, has now become 96, and Q1 is 56, so the IQR is now 40. So there we go. Now, here's their final question. Which measure of spread is less affected by the addition of the extreme observation? What in the world are they talking about? Let's go back to what this section is even about here. Here we go. This is lecture homework 2.3, measures of center and spread. So what we're doing in this section is we're taking a look at what statistical tools allow us to measure the center and the spread, how spread out a group of data is. Well, to figure that out, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, well, when we add, what do they mean by the addition of the extreme observation? They mean that extra number we added, that 208, right? They said a new number 208. That's extreme, right? That's really high. Like if these are quiz scores or test scores, say these are test scores, somebody got 208 on the test. I don't know how you do that. That number is extremely higher than the other numbers. It's what we call an extreme observation. It's an observed value that's crazy high. So what does that mean? What does that mean? They're saying which measure of spread is less affected. You see those words there? Less affected. What do they mean by that? Which one changes the least? IQR, what did IQR do? IQR was 28, it went to 40. It went 28 to 40, so it went up by 12. You subtract those, it went up by 12. What about the standard deviation? It went from 22.2 to 46.8. 22.2 to 46.8, which was an increase of 20. That means it went up by, if you subtract those, what's that, 24.6. It went up by 24.6. And what about the range? What happened with the range? The range went from 28 to 40. Oh wait, did I do the wrong thing? Yeah, the range is up here. The range went from 69 to 177. 69 to 177. That was huge. That was a 100 up by, so 108 increase, isn't it? 177 minus 69. Yeah, that's a 108 increase. Anyway, which of these three is less affected? Which one changed the least? IQR, right? Does everybody see that? IQR only went up by 12. That's the lowest. This one went up by 24.6. This one increased by 108. So which one had the lowest increase? The IQR. It went up by 12, only 12. So that one was the least affected. And so there we go. It was kind of a long one. That's the whole question.